What's up, y'all? It's your boy Nick Clark here with Breaking Bad Boxing, but this time I brought my boy Mike Talk Fights in. Make sure you go follow Mike Talks Fights on YouTube. Give him some love on Twitter. Mike, how you doing today? Let us know about yourself. I'm sure they've seen you on Combat Sports Today. Mike and Nick Talks have been, we've been doing Mike versus Nick's for almost 2 years now. So this is just our own little solo ventures, of course. So how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited for all things MMA, all times. Doesn't matter how weak or how strong the card is. So Dana White's Contender Series is perfect for me. You know, we get a break Sunday, Monday, hop into Tuesday. It gives me a little middle ground before the next UFC card. So I'm super excited to talk about it. Mike Talks Fights. You know, we talk about fights. Obviously, it's in the name. We stream video games in the late night and just give breakdowns, betting picks, all that kind of stuff. You know how we're coming, and we got Nick with Breaking Bad Boxing, as you guys obviously know, the GOAT at a boxing pick. So we're locked in. Mike versus Nick's 2 years strong. So I'm happy to keep growing and keep doing our thing.
Yeah, bro. I'm more than happy to have you on the stream too as well. If you guys are looking for MMA picks, trust me, he's the guy. I figured we'd come on here and give you guys, it won't be too long of a video, just a few snippets of our favorite Dana White Contender Series Week 2 picks. Pretty popular series. We both bet it every week. We've been doing it since we've known each other. I don't think there's been a week that me and him haven't done Dana White Contender Series picks together. So I figured let's just drop it a little bit for people on YouTube. And I have two plays that I'm pretty confident in this card here. The unfortunate thing is one of these plays props have not dropped. But Mike, since you are the MMA expert comparatively to me, I'm just a fight fan and I know a little bit more about boxing comparatively to MMA. I want you to bring us in. What is your first Dana White Contender Series pick? Why do you love it? Break it down for us.
All right, so my first pick is going to be, I'm pretty sure it's your pick too. It's the same shit here, but when I was doing my tape study, you know, I look up, so we got the first bout of the night is Tommy Kouazi and Ramiro Jimenez. Tommy Kouazi, he looks the part, you know, looks like an athlete. He's a very good wrestler. He's a good grappler. But his strength of schedule is just very, very weak. The last guy he fought, all the records of the guys he fought, and then specifically what stuck out was the last fight. And the kid he fought, like I would have smoked that kid off the couch. Like that kid came off the couch. He was smiling. He has no, muscularity. He ended up tapping his strikes in the first round, got up and was like holding his back, walking off the cage. And then go just look at who Ramiro Jimenez has fought. He's fought dudes who look like athletes, who look like they know how to fight, you know, and he is explosive in striking. He can do well in scrambles if he needs to use his takedown defense. And, I think he's tried and true. He only has 2 more professional fights, but there's a lot more substance in that record. And I think that Ramiro Jimenez, as a big favorite, as he should be able to win this fight. And I'm going to say he's going to win it inside the distance. And I think that's your pick, but that's like the first thing that I thought of.
Yeah, he just stole my pick, y'all. We talked a little bit before this, and like I said, I only have 2 picks, and Ramiro Jimenez inside the distance. I feel pretty confident about that. Going into just looking at the tape, I feel like his sharping strike, but I'm really impressed with his offensive grappling and his defensive anti-wrestling. If this kind of gets into any sort of scramble position here, I expect Ramiro Jimenez to end up in a dominant position. I like him by submission. Give me him by submission here. I think he can utilize not only the Kimura trap to set it up for submission himself, but to take the back. He's nasty, and I can see something even as a club and sub coming into it. So Ramiro Jimenez, by inside the distance. I love that.
Yeah, submission will be a good prop, man. It's probably going to be a lot juicier than a KO. If I had to take a guess, I would say 3 times higher odds.
Kouazi may not be the most skilled guy, and we just haven't seen him against the better guys. He could be the shit for all we know. But one thing is I know he has grappling disadvantage in this fight. And if he is as tough as I think he is, and it's sometimes guys refuse to go out. Some guys just, are just so dog tough, Tony Ferguson kind of style. So I think if you take him out, put him unconscious regardless, doesn't matter how tough you are. I like Jimenez by submission in this one. My favorite dog of the night, actually. Not a huge dog here, but definitely a good dog. You have Brandon Holmes, who's a minus 155 favorite. He's the American in this case. I don't think he's fought anyone. He's an athletic specimen, to say the least. He can cover distance extremely well, and I think he has some pretty crisp MMA boxing too as well. But I like Cam Rouston from Australia. Cam Rouston from Australia, killing me with these tongue twisters today. This is my 3rd video of the day, so I'm running on fumes, to say the least. I like Rouston's overall mixed martial art game. He has a good strength of schedule. He looked good in the third round against Torres Fendi, too, to say the least. This is his second time on the Contender Series. Coming into a theory play for me, I like taking guys with their second time on the Contender Series. Give me Rouston a plus 125 dog right now. No method of victory. More likely than not goes to the decision, but give me Rouston at plus 125. Love it, love it, love it. I would not doubt if he closes more of an even money fighter. What's your next play of the day, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, even with that Rouston play, I talked about it earlier, and obviously, like I said, if you're just going to watch this and follow and blindly bet on Rouston, when you see Brandon Holmes get in the cage, you're going to be shook because he is a freakish athlete. But
athlete, bro.
Yeah.
Like that is the one thing that I took away from his tape is how much ground he covers in a substantial amount of explosion, man. Like he covers 3 feet of ground in one step. It's balls to the wall.
Yeah. And I think, he could be live for a knockout, but I'm going to go with that Cam Rouston. I think he fights at City Kickboxing. I think he's going to be able to, use his range and potentially his wrestling. I was thinking if Cam Rouston or if Brandon Holmes overextends on a big looping shot, he could get taken down and submitted. This guy, Cam Rouston, is not a joke on the ground. He has 6 wins by sub, 4 by knockout. Cam Rouston money line is, as juicy as it needs to be. He's an underdog. We're getting him at plus money, but I think depending on what that submission prop looks like, Cam Rouston by sub could be a cheeky little lotto. I do have one other. So I have 2 other plays. One of them I want to preface with this. Okay, so on Dana White's Contender Series, if you have been watching it for some time, you know that this is the most volatile MMA betting that there is. We have a lot of massive favorites and a lot of massive favorites who lose. So I've seen this card. We have a lot of big favorites. The only close line fight on this card is that Cam Rouston Brandon Holmes matchup. And I told myself I'm going to do the research and pick one of these heavy underdogs that looks like they could be of some value to me. If I can find a way to pick one of these guys, I'm going to pick them just because I know one of these dogs is going to win. And the dog that I got, it's a long shot. This is a Hail Mary.
One sec. Can I guess before?
Yes, take a guess.
Because this is who I'm looking at. I'm just genuinely curious. Could it be Mr. Guilherme Uriel?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, dude. So
bro,
when I looked at this, so I'm looking at Guilherme.
We did not discuss this fight before, y'all. I swear this was just me because me and Mike have been talking for years. So I had a feeling who he was going to say in this one.
Yeah. And what leads me to, okay, so we know that Holkett, Josh Holkett, he's
the Aura Farmer. Let's just call him the Aura Farmer.
Yeah. This guy's a big favorite for a reason. Obviously, he's going to go in with a wrestling heavy, grappling oriented style. And Guilherme is a striker. But in Guilherme Uriel's last fight, he fought against Thiago Silva. And Thiago Silva was like 30 pounds bigger than his opponent tomorrow night. So this guy was coming in at like 270. He was trying to wrestle heavy. He was plotting forward, using big explosive shots. And I don't want to say explosive, but heavy shots to try to close the distance and wrestle Guilherme. And Guilherme was defending the takedowns very well. And he was able to keep the fight on the feet and end up knocking out Silva in his last bout. Obviously, I could see the massive favorite coming in here and implementing his wrestling strategy and winning the fight. But I think that Guilherme Uriel is live at the odds that he's at. And I'm pretty sure one of these big dogs is going to win. They usually do. And if I had to take a guess on which big underdog cashes, it's going to be Guilherme Uriel, probably by first round knockout, but the money line is juicy enough. Whew. I like it.
I love it. I love it. I don't have any more plays for y'all, but there is something I always like to point out here. I always bet against Indians. In this case, Kaushik Sakmuar. But I did a little bit of tape on this guy, and this may be one of the best Indians I've ever seen fight. He has some skills, man. He has some skills. And his opponent, who you're very confident on to get a finish, if I'm not mistaken, could be wrong. Are you confident on him to get a win, if I may say?
So the only reason, I actually like that kid, Kai. Without having his name in front of me, I don't want to mispronounce it.
Kaushik Sakumar. That's
Sakumar, yeah. Sakumar, he's not bad, man. One thing
he's
I like
not.
about him,
and he fights out of cage, and he fights out of Cage Fury, which I think is a good promotion.
But one thing that Sakumar does that I kind of liked in previous matchups, he's very cool, calm, and collected in the striking. But one thing that he always does, he's always so willing to just back up towards the cage. And Lewis Lee Scott, he's going to come out there throw caution to the wind and just unload on Sai Kumar. And of course, you know, we've seen Sai Kumar have a, you know, comeback knee down 0-2 in a fight. We've seen him, you know, wrestle well, scramble well. He's clearly a very strong guy, but I feel like his willingness to disengage and to back away from the fight could end up getting him caught against the fence. But he is pretty decent. I just think he's a little bit inexperienced, and sometimes he's a little too calm, where it's almost like, I don't want to say apprehensive, but he's too comfortable backing up. And I think that plays right into Lewis Lee Scott's game.
Well, I mean, in that case, then, so I'm just one of those fights where I'm going to watch live where I would always automatically pick a hammer to inside the distance against Indian. And watching this, I saw Sai Kumar had some skills. I like the promotion he fights out of. He didn't miss weight, and he's not traveling from across the pond. One thing, too, though, is Louis Scott. That's Lerone Murphy's boy. So he traveled across here with Lerone Murphy. Team's coming off a big win. Another thing to mention there, too, as well. Jose Delano in the main event is a fucking dog, but he's fighting an Argentinian. Argentinians just historically are dog tough, hard to finish. So before hammering the money on Jose Delano as a minus 600 inside the distance, think about that. Argentinians are dog tough. But yeah, man, I mean, I appreciate how in and out we got with these picks. We both are going to take that underdog shot on UDL. We both like on the inside the distance on Jimenez. I really like Ham as an underdog. I like roasting on the underdog. My theory play goes into it too with people on their second time on the Dana White Contender Series. Mike, what would you like to plug? What would you like to say before you get on out of here, before we exit the show on our quick picks? You were actually already dropped a Dana White Contender Series full breakdown. You want to talk about that? Do you want to plug that at all?
Oh, yeah. You know, of course, as you can see on the bottom of the screen, we got our YouTube channels and our Twitter pages as well. Twitter's, I drop some, you know, cheeky baseball plays, MMA lottos, usually the day of the fight. So Twitter's cool, but on YouTube, I'm looking to be active, dropping UFC breakdowns, prop bet videos, recaps, Dana White's Contender Series content. We're trying to drop as many videos as possible during the week, trying to stay as active as possible. And, you know, I play video games. So now that I got all the equipment to talk and record, I have been streaming video games at night as well. We've had some solid chats in there recently. So if you like films, if you like fights, if you like video games, come on over and say what's up to us. Me and Nick are dropping a film review next week as well on Tuesday evening. So I'm excited about that. You'll see the movie here soon. But yeah, Mike talks fights, baby.
Mike, I appreciate you being on, bro. I appreciate you giving your MMA expertise. Trust me when I say, y'all, that dude's a fucking sniper. He hits some crazy things that I would have no idea how to see it, man. So if you have a chance, make sure you go follow Mike. Make sure you subscribe to Mike as well for this video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's build ourselves here. I'm trying to get to 200 subscribers. Let's get our boy Mike here to 100 subscribers. Let's build these pages. Let's build a community. Let's build a brand. Shout out to Combat Sports Today. Love to fill in the crew. Love, peace, chicken grease. Until next time.